Imagine trying to fill a glass with a fire hose. Water is flowing but without direction. It's wasted. That's what investing without strategy looks like. In Dubai's luxury real estate, the right moves don't just preserve wealth, they multiply. But watch out, not every luxury investment is a winning one. You need to exercise caution, understand the market, and put your money where long-term value is built, not just where the hype is. Hello everyone, I'm Seema Balwani from Experience Realty. Born and raised in Dubai, I've always been the numbers girl, the one who breaks down investments and has an eye for luxury. Today, I want to talk about an opportunity in Dubai's luxury real estate market that's not just about owning a high-end villa, but about making a strategic investment. Now, we're looking at a starting price of 13 million dirhams, around $3.5 million, spread across a 4-year payment plan and backed by the world's largest developer, Emaar. And not just any villas, branded villas. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly how this community compares to Dubai's top villa communities, how much you can make from investing here, and why this project is set to become one of the city's most prestigious addresses alongside Emirates Hills, Dubai Hills Estate, Jumeirah Golf Estates, and Palm Jumeirah, just to name a few. The project I'm talking about is the Oasis by Emaar, which is Emaar's first ever waterfront community that will only have 3,100 villas and mansions over an area of 8.5 million square meters. Now, let's just put this into perspective. Dubai Hills Estate, it sprawls over 11 million square meters and it has 32,000 units. You can imagine the low density that Oasis will have with the 3,100 villas. On top, there is no townhouses here. There are no apartments here, only villas and mansions. Now, if you look at the map, then Oasis is strategically located at the center of other luxury developments like Jumeirah Golf Estates, Emirates Hills, Dubai Hills Estates, Al Barari, Tilal Al Ghaf. But before we dive into the community in itself, let's take a step back and first understand what's happening in the luxury villa segment. Because demand is everything in real estate. Now, in particular, this article by the Economic Times, it caught my attention. You must be thinking, what do India's next billionaires and Dubai's property surge have in common? I'll tell you, everything. Over the next decade, India will create a billionaire class just like China did pre-2020. And we all know where that wealth is heading. Dubai isn't just a global city, it's practically India's 5th metro. And on top, I'm sure you would have seen reports by Henley and Partners that last year alone in 2024, more than 6,700 Ultra HNIs moved to the UAE. And this number, it's expected to surge further in 2025 as per the Henley Global Mobility Report. The luxury property market in Dubai is gearing up for another massive upswing. So if you think Dubai's prime real estate is expensive now, wait till the next wave of billionaires arrive. Now let's look at another key factor within prime real estate. I'm talking about pricing. When you look at the World Cities Index for prime real estate, the average price per square foot for prime real estate in Dubai is at $930 per square foot, while the top 4 cities are ranging between $2,000 to $3,800 per square foot. So Dubai's prime residential price per square foot is 75% lower than Hong Kong, New York, London, Paris, and Tokyo. This means there is room to grow, and given everything that Dubai offers, it can easily be compared to the top cities. Now let's talk numbers. Palmiera, which was launched in the first phase of Oasis at 8.5 million dirhams for a 4-bedroom in Q4 of 2023, is currently trending at 10.5 to 11 million dirhams. That's a 30% capital appreciation and 122% ROI. Why? Because it was bought on a payment plan and the investor paid only 24% and sold the unit. The first phase, the Palmiera phase, the first phase will be handed over in Q4 of 2027. And despite the handover being 2 years away, Palmiera has generated real returns, proving why Emaar's Oasis is not just another off-plan project. It's an investment hotspot. Now please, this doesn't mean I'm proposing flipping. On the contrary, Oasis is a product you need to hold on to till handover to see the returns. Why? Let's dive further. If you take a closer look at Dubai's top luxury villa communities, we can compare Oasis to other established luxury communities such as Emirates Hills, Barari and Jumeirah Golf Estates. Let's look at the actual transactions from the Dubai Land Department data in these communities so you can get an idea. Now in Emirates Hills, 5-bedroom villas are transacting at north of 30 million dirhams actually, and that's plus 5,000 dirhams per square foot. In Jumeirah Golf Estates, 5-bedroom transactions are also at 30 million dirhams at 4,000 dirhams per square foot. In Barari as well, transactions are at 60 million dirhams and price per square foot at 5,200 dirhams per square foot. District 1 is averaging at 23 million dirhams for a 5-bedroom villa and transacting at 3,000 dirhams per square foot. Now, you can argue that all these communities I've mentioned, these are well-established communities. But even if you look at the newer ones like Tilal Al Ghaf and Dubai Hills Estates, you will still see prices averaging the 3,000 dirhams per square foot. But here's where it gets interesting. Emaar's Oasis is coming in at just 1,700 to 1,800 dirhams per square foot. That's a massive difference. You're getting the same luxury, the same scale, and for a brand new villa. 10,500 square foot built up area, 11,300 square foot average plot sizes, but at a price point that still has serious room to grow. Why is the price so low, you may be thinking? It's because you're paying for sand with the promise of a villa by the most renowned developer, Emaar. So the question isn't why invest in Oasis. The question you need to ask is why wouldn't you? Whenever Emaar has done a villa community, it has been successful. Let's take Arabian Ranches for example. It was considered to be too far, and I've grown up in Dubai, so I've heard all of these objections. But today, it's a successful sought-after villa community with prices averaging 2,500 to 3,000 dirhams per square foot. And by the way, it's not even considered a luxury villa community as such. It is a very much in-demand community. But now let's look at Dubai Hills Estate. When that was launched, there was no social infrastructure around. The concern was the proximity to the industrial zone. But today, it's the most in-demand residential community based on 2024 transactions. Similarly now, Emaar is putting all its efforts into creating Oasis, a waterfront-themed luxury community with man-made lagoons, beaches, and green spaces where there is movable and swimmable water, not still and stagnant. It's only a matter of time that Oasis will be talked about alongside all these other luxury villa communities in Dubai. Now, apart from the price point, the strength of Oasis is also the timing of investing here. Today, it's barren land. This is where there is an opportunity for investment and for the returns that people have made in the past. The first cluster, Palmiera, is expected to hand over, as I mentioned earlier in the video, in December of 2027. So you still have about 2.5 years for maximum capital appreciation if you invest today. Emaar is offering an 80-20 payment plan. So if you invest in a 5-bedroom villa today going for 15 million dirhams, by the time Palmiera is handed over, you would have paid 60% of the value. That's 9 million dirhams. Now, assuming pricing stays as is today, and I take the lower end of the spectrum of 2,800 dirhams per square foot, which, by the way, is very conservative, given the limited supply for villas, which we'll cover shortly in the video. So you've invested 9 million dirhams and you could potentially sell your 5-bedroom for 24 million dirhams. You've invested 9 million and you make 9 million on it. That's 100% return on equity. And typically, once the first cluster is handed over, Emaar communities tend to show appreciation based on all their past launches I'm talking. So, but again, I'm not recommending you to flip. On the contrary, I'm actually recommending you to hold on to Oasis if you have invested here or if you plan to invest here, because you can get a 200% return on equity if you hold till handover. Now we've talked pricing and timing, but another strength of Oasis is its exclusivity and uniqueness, which I've touched on before. It will have only 3,100 villas over 8 square kilometers with the largest plot offerings. And as I mentioned again before, Dubai Hills Estates is 11 square kilometers with 32,000 units. Now in Oasis, only 40% of the land parcel will be built up. 40% will be green space and 20% will be water. Let's now look at this strategic location of Oasis. It's located 15 minutes from the world's largest international airport, which will be functional by 2030. And it's strategically located between Dubai's major highways, the Mohammed bin Zayed Road and Emirates Road. Oasis is also accessible via the Sheikh Zayed Road through the Yalaya Street and Al Khair Road through Al Fair Road, which is undergoing an dirhams 1.5 billion extension. Now today, Oasis is 40 minutes away from downtown, but with the upcoming infrastructure and road developments, the travel time to downtown will be about 20 minutes. Let's take a closer look at the floor plans. And if you take that closer look, you will see that today, Oasis is offering one of the best floor plans I have seen in the market. A 5-bedroom here boasts 4 kitchens, an entire floor dedicated to entertaining guests, 2 elevators, an expansive master bedroom, a rooftop lounge, which could be considered a 6-bedroom by the way, and a 3-car garage that truly make the floor plan stand out. And with plots ranging from 8,300 to 18,000 square foot, Oasis is giving you the largest plots with the lowest floor area ratio, or the FAR, offered in the market of 0.2. You've got other comparable communities, they give you an FAR of 1.2. Now what does all of this mean? Basically, lower FAR means more open space. So the lower the better. Now talking about the project so far, Phase 1 and Phase 2 of Oasis saw the launch of Palmiera 1, 2 and 3, Mirage and La Vita Mansions. These are fully sold out. Phase 3 will be branded villas. And branded villas, they play an important role with the ultra HNIs. According to Knight Frank's Destination Dubai report in 2024, 69% of the ultra HNIs, they were interested in branded residences as their home or as their second home in Dubai. And we've also seen that branded properties often command a price premium of 40% compared to non-branded luxury real estate. And they're also considered as a status symbol. Looking at the supply side of things, as of March 2025, when you look at the data from the Dubai Interact website, Dubai's luxury villa market is experiencing a notable supply-demand imbalance. Over the next 4 years, approximately 300,000 residential units will be delivered. And out of these, villas and townhouses account for just 15%. And if you look further into this, the latest data from Dubai Interact shows that only 60,500 units being built are in the luxury or the ultra-luxury sector, as follows. In the AED 5 to 10 million range, we've got 10,209 units. In the AED 10 to 15 million range, we've got 2,360 units. In the 15 to 30 million range, 2,831 units. In the 30 to 60 million range, 809 units. And in the 60 million plus range, 330 units. With this growing demand and limited supply, it's no surprise that investors are paying close attention to the next big luxury opportunity. So when I learned that Emaar is launching branded, exclusive villas in Oasis, I reached out to my Ultra HNI clients, many of whom are moving to Dubai from the UK, US and India. And I wanted to understand their thoughts. Now they had some key concerns and I want to address those in this video. Now the first concern was that wealthy buyers, they prefer to see and experience a property before committing. They're willing to pay a premium for the certainty of a tangible asset rather than investing in something they can't physically walk through. Now, my response is that the proof is in the track record. Emaar has consistently delivered world-class luxury communities that have appreciated significantly over time. And now what Emaar has done, they've introduced a digital portal that allows buyers to take a fully digital walkthrough, an immersive virtual walkthrough of the property. It'll give you detailed preview of the villa's design, its layout, and its finishes. Now, the next concern that they raised was Dubai's rapid growth. It's raising concerns about future developments, potentially obstructing views, increasing traffic, and creating congestion. Buyers are worried that new towers or communities could alter the landscape and impact property values and even the quality of living as such. Now, this is exactly why investing in a master plan community is crucial. Unlike scattered developments, master communities ensure long-term planning, exclusivity, and control goal. In the case of Oasis, all surrounding land is owned by Emaar, meaning future development will follow a well-structured vision rather than unpredictable expansion. And additionally, the community is in close proximity to other communities such as Jumeirah Golf Estates, Victory Heights, and Tilal Al Ghaf, all of which are established high-end villa communities. Moreover, Dubai's urban planning is government-controlled, and they ensure a proactive, structured expansion strategy rather than a chaotic, reactive one. RTA has already announced major road expansions, improving connectivity and future-proofing the area's accessibility. Unlike other cities where unregulated development can lead to congestion, Dubai's infrastructure planning, as we all know, ensures that growth enhances the property value rather than diminishing it. Now, another concern, which is linked to the first one, is that ultra HNIs and HNIs, they often prefer ready properties over off-plan investments, since affordability isn't a constraint for them. Now, while this is a valid perspective for end users, I think from an investment standpoint, the highest appreciation and returns are typically realized when you buy at an early developmental stage. Historically, ultra HNIs may not actively invest in off-plan villas, perhaps in plots, but not built properties as such. But I find this opportunity to be a great one for investors where they can enter at a lower price point, knowing that once the community is fully developed and handed over, the ultra HNI demand for ready luxury villas will drive significant value appreciation. Now, this brings me to the end of today's video. I hope I've been able to show you that the opportunity in Oasis by Emaar is clear and the timing could not be better. I'm Seema Balwani from Experience Realty, signing off.